Issue 20. We start out with Sonic and Tails flying the tornado answering a call for help from the people of Hilltop Zone, which looks original in this comic because it's just a generic dusty hill instead of being blue. Also, I guess people have phones or cell phones and all know Sonic's number so they can call him for help. I hope Sonic doesn't constantly get pointless calls from fanboys and fangirls because they all know his number. Tails has a Captain Obvious moment pointing out the volcano, and I giggled slightly at Sonic saying, "No kidding! You mean the mountain with all the smoke coming out of it? Brilliant observation!" It was funny because at first I didn't think he'd point out he was being a Captain Obvious because of his first sentence. The flying turtle badniks from Sky Chase Zone try to shoot lasers at Sonic, who jumps and makes a U-turn from the plane, which is physically impossible to attack him. So I guess the Sonic can sort of fly, or air dash. Then he homie attacks him, so I guess that was how, but he still made a blatant U-turn in mid-air. He then says he doesn't know how to fly, and he lands on the metal wing of the plane, which doesn't break his ankles or damage it. He thanks Tails by saying that occasionally he does have his uses. I swear, this is how a villain pretending to be a hero would thank his friends, which is fascinating to me. Tails is honored that Chief is coming to meet them, and Sonic assumes he wants his autograph out of arrogance. He then calls on Pops asking what the problem is, and is warned that their volcano is going to erupt. The guy says that he thinks it's because their gods are angry with them, and Sonic remarks, "Look buddy, I don't buy any of your supernatural mumbo jumbo, but I'll check things out for you." And Tails says, "Sonic, have some respect. It seems arbitrary for Sonic, in a world full of magic where he's a blue hedgehog that can run at the speed of sound, to doubt the existence of gods who would make a volcano erupt from spite. But I can sympathize with his reaction against religion." And it's interesting that, yeah, Sonic's friends do call him out on being a jerk sometimes. Like, the writing is self-aware of how he's being portrayed. Sonic jumps down the cliff and runs ahead, and Tails flies only somewhat as fast as him. They get to the volcano, where Tails says it's dangerous to go down there. Sonic snorks, "Got any better ideas, kid?" And he's told that Tails, holding a rope, could have sworn he saw something move down here. Sonic says that's molten lava dismissively, and then a badnik comes out of the lava, with Sonic saying that what's worse is that he was just wrong about something. No, that's good because it means he's a butt of a joke for once. Tails grabs him while flying and reminds us that his tails can only carry them both for a few minutes. That's better than seconds like in Sonic 3. In just one panel, without a text blurb saying that it's been a few minutes, or saying that the heat is making Tails too tired to bring them over to the ledge, already Tails says that he can't make it and save him. This causes Sonic to go super from a desperate situation. Awesome, I love seeing the evil Super Sonic. He goes into the badnik's mouth and destroys it, snarking, "That's what you get for not chewing your food properly, creep." I hate that he roars though, that's just stupid. Why would Sonic feel the need to do that? He's just embarrassing himself like a toddler. Tails then stupidly calls the violence-crazed Super Sonic over to him, while pointing out the cave they've apparently been looking for. Oh, it's not a cave, it's a seismotron, which has already done its job and will make the volcano erupt in seconds. It even has a message from Eggman about it. Sonic calls Tails a little whiner, saying he can do whatever he likes while he's gonna destroy. At least he arbitrarily hasn't tried to hurt him yet. Sonic arbitrarily complains about Tails grabbing his leg to get flown out of the erupting volcano with him, and he says that as soon as he's safe, he'll kill him, calling him a little creep, with Tails complaining about not being remembered. Sonic drops Tails while threatening him and says that he doesn't care what happens to the Hilltop people. Then Tails proves he does have intelligence by effortlessly manipulating Sonic's ego to be a hero, by saying, "Well, if you can't do anything," and immediately Sonic acts as a supersonic fan to cool the lava. I really love this. I wonder if Super Scourge could have been manipulated in the same way. I guess being a hero reminded him of who he normally is because this snaps him out of it, and he says he doesn't remember much about what he does when he goes super. Huh, I wonder if he killed anyone or something like that while super, and there were no witnesses left to tell anyone about it. You'd think that everyone would be more worried about that, especially Sonic. Then the dust from the lava clears and leaves a statue of himself, which is characteristic of Sonic. In the next story, Errol the warrior frees Sheriff the King with the sharp stone breaking his chains, and they all run from the monster. Tails warns that he can't fly and carry both of them. Are they gonna kill Errol off? That would explain why nobody stops worshipping Tails as a champion. He asks Tails where he'd fly to since they're in a pit, and the king says they'll have to try to make it to the tunnel. Then something, oh, I guess the monster just jumped into the ceiling and hit his head. I thought for a minute that Tails threw a hammer at him. And then I thought a rock fell on him. But if Tails had thrown a hammer, I'd just be questioning where he got it. Tails says he made it thanks to a bit of amazing luck. I wouldn't really say his magical skill is luck since he gets kidnapped every other week, like a likable version of Elise. But he's still alive after all this time, so maybe. They let Shiro lead the way, even though Arrow thinks they're going deeper underground, because he has been prisoner in here for years. They get cornered by an ambush, and the last few panels are confusing. As Sheriff suddenly says he does not want to be rescued and asks to drop the Sheriff stuff. Is he not really Sheriff? Why'd he get recognized as him then? That was an annoying ending. And the story ends with the revelation that Tross is here and he's back. This never would have happened if he just got the chair. Both stories were by Nigel Kitching. The first story had a volcano being made to erupt by a divisive Eggman, which isn't stopped in time. And because Tails arbitrarily can't fly Sonic over to a ledge, despite just saying he had minutes to do so, Sonic goes super to save himself, which fortunately doesn't cause him to immediately try to kill Tails who's right there. I guess he needs some sort of excuse to provoke him, even in this violent state. But it would have felt more natural for him to go super in response to the volcano erupting and the lava rising faster than Tails can fly upwards. I loved how Tails manipulated him to save the day by using his ego to his advantage though. Because all he has to do is say he can't do it, and Sonic stops the lava with a super speed and turns into a statue of himself. I'm getting the feeling that any issue where Sonic goes evil super form will be a great one in my books. I just love this concept, especially since it goes so well with the type of jerk Sonic we already have. And the second story honestly feels like filler in the end because it's just Tails and the warrior running away from a monster with the Enchanter King and getting cornered by Tross, when we could have had Tross show up right away. And I hate the ending dialogue, it's so confusing. Is he Sheriff or not? Does it just have that as a title and hate the name?